Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey here once again with another video on Arrow Season 6. So Arrow is currently filming its 4th episode of Season 6, which is otherwise entitled Reversal. Now I do have a feeling this episode will revolve mainly around Dinah Drake and Black Siren, not only going by the title of Reversal, because I guess you could say maybe they're like the reverse characters, like they have the same power set, but they're sort of on opposite sides. But also Juliana Harkavy, I think her name is, who plays Dinah Drake, as well as Katie Cassidy, have posted photos of themselves on set playing their respective characters. But I guess we'll have to actually just wait and see if that, actually happens. Stephen Amell, who obviously plays Oliver Queen and the Green Arrow, actually isn't on set at the moment. He is elsewhere, so episode 4 must have like minimal Oliver Queen in it and be focusing on other characters, such as Dinah Drake and Black Siren and possibly some other ones as well. But enough about episode 4 of Arrow 6, let's actually move on to episode 5, which actually had its title revealed recently, which has a decent amount of people pretty excited about it. But before we go over all of that, there is something else to go over that was brought up, I would say around a fortnight ago, maybe just over a fortnight ago, regarding Ragman and the possible return of his character. Now this all stemmed from Twitter, which isn't too much of a surprise, let's be honest, but anyway, someone tweeted at the showrunner of Arrow, which is Mark Guggenheim, and asked him, will Joe Dinicol be back? Now Joe Dinicol is the guy that plays Ragman, and as you can see below that, Mark Guggenheim says, yup, 605. So 605 is Season 6, Episode 5, for someone that didn't know that. Now, as you can expect, this tweet or this reply from Mark Guggenheim got a lot of people pretty excited because Ragman was probably the most likable of the new recruits from last year. Obviously, you might know someone, or you might prefer someone from the new recruits from last season, but from what I've seen, Ragman was the most likable of that new bunch. And I do just think having him back on the show would be pretty damn cool, even though he was sort of overpowered compared to the other characters on Team Arrow. Now it also caused a lot of theorizing around how he would be brought back into the show, as he was actually supposed to be back towards the end of last season, that being Season 5. Now, for those that didn't know, Ragman left in episode 12 or 13. I think it was the episode they went to Russia because, he saves them, he stops their nuke and then he leaves because his rags don't work anymore. So he left and he was actually meant to come back towards the end of Season 5, but they, sort of scrapped that, obviously, because you'd be watching this video, you would have watched Season 5, Ragman did not come back. Now, you might be wondering what happened there. Well, apparently the episode he was meant to come back in was meant to be an episode revolving around Haven Rock, which is obviously where Ragman was from, and it's also the place where Felicity dropped that, was it a bomb or a nuke, and it just, blew up the whole town. So there was meant to be an episode revolved around that. I have a feeling it was meant to be episode 20, I think it was. If you remember episode 20 of Season 5, that was the episode where Oliver and Felicity are stuck in the bunker. It was probably the worst episode of Season 5. There might have been one earlier in the season which was a bit meh, but that episode was definitely one of the worst. And I have a feeling that episode replaced the Ragman episode. And I don't know if they just ran out of money or something and just couldn't do the Haven Rock episode because Joe Dinicol, who played Ragman, was on another show. So maybe he booked that show, wasn't able to come back on Arrow, just messed everything up. And they thought, okay, we'll just move Ragman coming back to next season. It's not like integral for him to be back in Season 5, so maybe that's what they were thinking. But unfortunately, this was actually one massive mess up by our old friend Mark Guggenheim. We try to love him, he does some silly things, and we think we're on good terms with him, and then he just does something stupid like this. But anyway, he later went on to tweet this. I screwed up, read tweet quickly and thought you meant Joel Navola. Sorry, Joe, we'll get you back later this year. So Ragman won't be back in episode 5 of Season 6, but we will hopefully, going by Guggenheim's words, see him come back later this year, which I don't know if he means season or year, because if he means year, that means he could be in like an episode before like episode 9 or 12 or something like that. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there, but I think we will get Ragman back just because his story just sort of ended abruptly. Like there was that thing happened in episode 12 or 13 and then just left. He was mentioned like once or twice after that. It just sort of felt weird with him off the show when there was no proper farewell, if you want to call it that. Now, you might be going back to that tweet and be thinking, wait, okay, hold on, okay, it wasn't Joe, but who the hell is Joel Novola? I've never heard of him. Well, funnily enough, this was actually another mess up thanks to Mark Guggenheim. What he meant was Joel Novoa, who is the director for episode 5 of Arrow 6, so 605. And we know this thanks to the reveal of the episode 5 title, which is Deathstroke Returns. So we have a really subtle title there. Now, Joel Novoa has directed on Arrow before. He directed one episode before, which was in season 5, and it was the episode where, you remember when like Felicity sort of betrays Team Arrow and helps Helix free Kate and James? That was the episode he directed. But yeah, as I said, the episode title is Deathstroke Returns, which has a lot of people wondering what the hell is going to go down. Now, we already know that Slade Wilson, aka Deathstroke, will be in the premiere, or episode 1 of Arrow's season 6, and that's thanks to the trailer from San Diego Comic-Con. This is both on the island of Lian Yu following the explosion, so we're going to see him there. But then we also see him shaking Oliver's hand in a hospital room, which did suggest Slade may be more of an ally in season 6 than a villain. This will also probably be the last time we will see Slade in season 6 until episode 5, obviously in the episode fittingly titled Deathstroke Returns. Another thing they confirmed about season 6 in regards to Deathstroke is that we would be getting a 2-episode story arc dedicated to Deathstroke in like the first half of season 6, which would also include Deathstroke origin flashbacks, which as soon as I heard that, I was like, just give me it now. I need it. This 2-episode story arc for Deathstroke was rumored to be episodes 6 and 7 of season 6, which would then lead into episode 8, which is usually the crossover episodes for all of our DC TV shows on the CW, and I'm pretty sure that's the same this time around. This could still be the case, and this like episode 5 of Deathstroke Returns could just be used to bring him back and, you know, possibly help Oliver with something, which then has Oliver helping Slade in that 2-episode story arc as like a return of the favor. But yeah, in regards to that, all we can really do is just wait and see what happens and how everything plays out. But it was rumored that it was 6 and 7, but they could have changed it to 5 and 6. So episode 7 is like relating to the main story, and then episode 8 is a crossover, and then they have the mid-season finale after that. But speaking of the crossover, I highly doubt I'm the only one who think it would be awesome if Deathstroke was a part of the crossover. Like, I just think that would be, as I said, awesome. But let me know what you think about that in the comment section down below. Would you want Deathstroke in the crossover between all of the CW DC TV shows? I'm pretty sure most of you would. Now, there is actually one more thing to talk about in regards to Deathstroke in regards to season 6 of Arrow. As we saw in the season 5 finale, Oliver offered Slade like intel on his son Joe in order to help him take down Adrian Chase. I do feel this will be the central reason for Slade or Deathstroke returning in episode 5. It's about his son. I think that's what the whole 2-episode story arc is going to be about. And I do feel after episode 1, you know, when they're in the hospital room and Oliver and Slade are shaking hands, he goes off and tries to find his son, and he either fails or he just comes across an obstacle that's preventing him from finally getting to his son, and that's why he needs Oliver's help to, you know, climb that obstacle. There was actually a casting description sent out for Arrow, and it really only points to one possible character, and that is Slade's son, Joe Wilson, and this is how the character description goes. The CW series is currently seeking an Aussie lad to fill the guest starring role of an introverted, moody, and naturally athletic teenager. So yeah, that is obviously for Slade's son, Joe, and it will be interesting to see who they get because Joe is around 15 or 16 years old currently on the show. They probably will get a young Australian actor for that role, as an Australian accent isn't the easiest one to do without, you know, sort of making fun of it, especially for a younger person to do as well. But they'll probably get 2 versions of Joe Wilson. They'll get that one teenager version, which that description is for, and they'll also get one version of Joe who was around maybe 7 or 8 years old, which is around the time that Slade would have left the island after getting, you know, stabbed in the eye, would have gone back to Australia, because I think that's what they're going to do in regards to the origin. It's not like before Slade got stuck on Lian Yu, it's after that. After, like, he had his eye stabbed out with the arrow, and all of that. So they'll have the teenager version, which is the current day or the present day, and then they'll have like that 7 or 8 year old, which is for the flashbacks. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could leave a like. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think of all of the Deathstroke stuff, as well as the Ragman stuff. Would you like to see Deathstroke in the crossover? I'd be sort of surprised if a lot of people said no, but I could understand why some people might say no, because it might be a bit too crowded. But yeah, just let me know what you think of all of that in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys. Goodbye.